Alright, so I saw this on Twitter today. Okay, and I saw this and I noticed, well, this isn't the first time that we've seen demonstrations like this by gun control advocates on how easy it is to purchase a firearm, and it's certainly not the first time that they've claimed this. In fact, this is a repeated narrative. What's also ironic is many of these same gun control advocates will make the claim, well, we're not trying to take your guns away. We just want some common sense gun laws that won't affect law-abiding citizens. We just want to make it harder for the criminals to get guns. So already, you can see a little bit of a discrepancy in the two statements. Well, their actions and their demonstrations versus what they claim they want to do. On one hand, they claim that, well, they don't really want to affect law-abiding citizens, that their laws aren't really going to affect law-abiding citizens, but then with these demonstrations, they turn around and suggest to us that they want it to be a lot harder to purchase a firearm. And the other issue I have is, okay, you were able to go out and buy a bunch of guns easily. So what? I mean, do you have a prohibiting factor on your record? Well, okay, if not, you should be allowed to buy a bunch of guns as easily as you want if that's what you so choose, right? Don't we still have a Second Amendment in this country? With that being said, guys, again, it is quite obvious that you guys, the gun control advocates, you guys are really out there in favor of prohibiting gun ownership. Now, this isn't NRA propaganda. With this tweet, you are telegraphing your intentions. This is not NRA propaganda or brainwashing by the gun lobby. This is you telegraphing your intentions. This is you guys telling the rest of us that we don't care if you're a law-abiding citizen. We want to make it as difficult as possible for you to purchase a firearm. That's what you're suggesting with this tweet. Plain and simple. You guys are telegraphing that. And there are those of us out here that do pay attention to things like that. And again, another classic example of a tweet from a gun control activist telegraphing their intentions. Anybody who can look at this tweet, it's easy to tell that the author really just wants to come out and say, well, before you should own a gun, you should be able to prove in a court of law beyond a reasonable doubt that you're not going to do anything like that with it. They're expecting you to prove a negative. They're taking a guilty until proven innocent stance when it comes to firearm ownership. They're going completely against the tenets of a free society. The message here that these gun control activists are putting out is they really would like a ban on firearms. Since they can't get that, they want to make it as hard as they can for somebody to lawfully own a firearm. And their hopes with that is that they can get as many people as they can to throw their hands up in the air and say, well, no, I'm not going to engage in firearm ownership anymore. It's just too hard. And, even after they get that, that's not going to be good enough. It's never going to be good enough with them. Again, let me show you something else. And that article was put out last year in the UK. Even there in the UK, which has had draconian gun laws for some time, you still have gun control activists over there that don't think that they quite go far enough. That being said, you don't think it can happen here, you just don't know gun control activists like I do. We have some places in this country that are very much so well on their way to becoming as close to the UK as they possibly can get. Places like New Jersey, New York, California, where they're still coming up with more gun laws. So, with that being said, it should be easy to see the intent of the gun control activists. Straightforward. And yes, it should be easy for law-abiding citizens to purchase as many firearms as they want, lawfully. Thanks for watching, and y'all take her easy out there.